So yeah, the first time we started the business, we were like, we're gonna make millions. That's not a 9 to 5. That's not a 9 to 5. Now, all we basically do is we just explain marketing and how marketing works.
Yes.
And clients are like, wow, that's something I need for my business. And they were like, yes. Probably about 4 or 5 months into it, we had just figured out how tax worked, we had just figured out how to start the socials, we had just figured out a lot of things. Like the reason why we immediately registered the business was because
Hi guys, welcome back to the SSS podcast. This is again me, Willem, and I'm accompanied again by with Theo. Today we're going to talk about business, what it takes to start a business, and the processes and everything you need to go through. So, Theo, welcome back to the podcast. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. Always nice to be here.
So, yeah, let's start talking about business. So, what was the first thing we thought business was about when we started Social Solutions?
Money.
So
the first time we started the business, we were like, we're gonna make millions. It's gonna be like 2 weeks and we're gonna be billionaires.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way at all.
Obviously, you can still take your business to millions, sometimes even billions, but it takes a lot more work than a lot of people, I think, realize. I think the first thing you need to do is have a plan, have a niche. I think the first thing you said, let's start a business. And we're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, that's the first thing that you have to think about when starting your business is what's the goal that you want to achieve? What is the niche that you want to target?
Yeah.
And if you can figure that out, you're basically set. That's your business. You don't need anything else. You can start from there. But having all of these other things, the building blocks for your business, tax, which is literally one of our biggest fears when we started this thing.
Yeah, our biggest fears.
It's like figuring out how tax works. How do we pay tax? I mean, us as regular civilians, we get hammered with tax.
Yeah, that's
you're trying to survive under it, and then when you start a business, you're like, it's going to be 10 times worse. And then you start figuring out, and you're like, it's actually not that bad.
Not that bad, yeah.
Businesses have it a lot easier when it comes to tax. Unless, of course, you're making millions. Then you have to pay hundreds of thousands in tax. Yeah.
Well, I think a fun thing about it was learning. I think the thing that made us make the decision of starting a business in the first place was what it will make of you.
Yes.
What it will make from you from Jim Ron. And, the words that he said really spoke to me in a really philosophical way, but also in a really, motivational way, if I can say it. Like, your whole life you think, I'm just going to get a business, I'm just going to get a job, and then just work my 9 to 5 until I'm 65 and then retire. But everybody does that. What does that make of you? It just makes you the same as everybody else.
No, there's this one video where I saw where guys driving down the road and there's like a Lamborghini going past him and a Porsche going past him. And every time he points at the Porsche, points at the Lamborghini, and he's like, that's not a 9 to 5. That's not a 9 to 5. 9 to 5, it's great if you just want to survive, but if you want more than surviving, you got to do more.
Yeah.
And starting your own business is a lot of work. Like, I don't think we realized the amount of work that it needed to take. Like, in our minds, we were like, okay, cool, we're going to have to put in more work. We're going to have to work longer hours,
Yeah.
If you come home from your 9 to 5, you keep on working. And we were like, okay, it's just going to be a bit more work.
We were like, big,
And then you actually started and you're like, I don't know.
Guys, if I can give you any type of advice, it's a constant struggle. You're never going to get rest. I was on a little vacation for a long weekend. Theo and them were basically carrying the business, Theo and Mornay, while I was gone. And I got to, I had no signal and I struggled. Guys, when you're doing a business, you got to understand, even if you're doing it with 2 other guys that are in the business, same with you, they're also co-founders. You founded the business, you're all free carrying the business. You still go on a vacation, you have no signal, you can't contact it, you can't be in a meeting, and you sit there and, you get to a point where you love what you're doing, even though it's so taxing. So being away from it, especially when it's not at the level where you want it yet, and I'm talking about millions. We have big dreams for Social Solutions and, big dreams for our clients. We're actually signing a client today sending through a quote today.
Yeah.
We're scheduling another meeting next week, and we have a few other stuff on the go as well. We'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things coming, so our portfolio is building, and we got a cool portfolio page we're working on with the website as well.
Yeah, look, that's where you have to start, like telling clients about the marketing.
Yeah.
Like when we started it out, it was more like just copywriting, and we started looking into marketing, but we didn't really know how to sell it to clients. Now, all we basically do is we just explain marketing and how marketing works.
Yes.
And clients are like, wow, that's something I need for my business. And they were like, yes, that's why we have
this is why we're doing it. I think also the big thing is when we're talking to a client, like they wanted a website 3 months ago and they only came back to us now. And what we want to do for a website is basically automating their entire business.
Yeah, but one of the things what happened there was we explained like you need a website. We like told them you need a website, you need this, and they're like, yeah, okay, cool. 3 months later, we talked to them again, and we're like, this is why you need this. This is why you need the website.
Yeah.
This is why you need marketing. And all of a sudden, they were like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so that's actually a freebie for you guys. If you gotta make very notable about why they need your services. Guys, let me just tell this guy. You guys have heard the thing about you can take the camel to the water, but you can't force it to drink with a donkey. Yeah, you can't. But you can scare the shit out of it to start drinking.
Or better yet, if you can make it thirsty.
Yeah.
And that is where it comes in, where you're telling them the problem that you can solve. If you can show them the problem that you can solve for them, then they're more likely to accept your product or to buy from you.
You have two types of clients that we've noticed. You got the one that goes for the fear factor. They're scared of this happening, so they want the solution. You got the ones that why do they need the solution?
Yeah.
And with our reshape that we're doing now with the website, for them it was all about why. Why do they need it? They're old school. Even in the new, when 2024, it's the new generation. It's the it's the digital age. But there are still businesses out there that don't have websites.
Yeah, that's actually scary. It's like, and I've spoken many times about this, where it's a whole digital world that's out there. Advertising, reaching your product to a wide audience, engaging with people online. That whole avenue is there, and some businesses just refuse it. They're just like, I'll post something on Facebook. That's not, guys, you're not reaching that target audience.
If I can just share with you guys, we've automated a lot of our posting. Our Pinterest posts from our Instagram, it just automatically posts. If I post blogs and or audio podcasts from our website, it automatically posts to Pinterest, it automatically posts to Facebook and LinkedIn. We've automated a lot of parts of our business to give you guys a lot of content and a lot of context of our business and about what we're doing. We're obviously here to try and help you guys through the journey. And we hope you guys are enjoying the journey so far.
Hopefully.
It's going good. So the thing is that other businesses don't know about this. And that's why we started what we were doing. We really have a passion for businesses to start growing. I think the one thing that me and you, Mornay, really, really want is for businesses to thrive because of our help.
Yes.
We really just want businesses to grow in social media, in marketing, and especially copywriting and marketing.
Yeah. Basically, not having to focus on this digital world where they can just sell their product. They can just, create what they need to create, their product, their service. They just keep on doing what they're good at. And we're like, cool, we'll talk to the digital world people. We'll talk to, the guy in Australia, the guy in America. We'll engage with them, and all you do is provide your service, create your product, and do what you're good at.
Exactly. Like with Reshape, I literally just told them what I need from their side, and I'm building the rest. We're doing everything for them. And the reason we do this is that we're trying to make it as smooth as possible for you guys to just get in there and start getting money.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not all about money. We really big on the fact about why are you? Who are you? Such Group Solutions are here because we want businesses to thrive. We want eventually just businesses to be online. I mean, we don't really go onto Google Maps. I know there's a lot of people that still do it, but I don't go into Google Maps searching for businesses. I search online for keywords that I want, and then the businesses pop up, and I go to one of those businesses.
Yeah.
I don't go to Google Maps. So in my honest opinion, I want all the businesses around my area and around the world to eventually be on Google. So once I search it, I can get the best company closest to me. Um, Immediately there, and they sell me on their product. They make it easy for me to get the product to me. They make it easy for me to get the product I want. It's not just for the lols. It's
Yeah.
about making it so simple for
And
the rest of the
Google is
world.
set up in a way where your keyword that's included in your website or in your text, if it relates to solving a problem for that person that is searching the keyword, you're more likely to show up at the top. Yes, paying for ads, it is a big deal, but there are plenty of people that pay less for their ads but still come out on top because the solution that they provide is so good that Google is like, okay, someone is searching this keyword, they need this to be solved. What am I going to do? I'm going to provide them the best solution. Even though this guy is paying $1,000 for his ads a month, where this guy is paying $10 a month, but he actually solves the problem where this guy, he's just got the keyword in his website.
Yeah, it doesn't help. We really want businesses to thrive, and obviously we want to help them. And I like our whole mission is just helping people.
Yes.
That's really, I just want businesses to thrive because of us. And above that, we just want to give a big service. And obviously we have a few personal goals as well, but everybody has personal goals. But we're there for the journey. We walk a path for it. But anyway, when we started the business was a big thing. And I think one of the biggest stepping stones was just getting to a point where you have to work on yourself to a point where you think you work hard and you start a business. You don't work hard. I promise you now, you're not working hard. And above that, if you're working hard, you don't know how to work.
I think the first time that we actually had a night where we worked so hard was probably about 4 or 5 months into it, where we had just figured out how tax work, we had just figured out how to start the socials, we had just figured out a lot of things and done those things, and we're like, okay, what's next? And you start doing something else, you start doing more things. And I must say that it's been a mindset change, like from going from getting home from your job to just scrolling and relaxing every day, to getting home from your job and you're being like, okay, there's work that needs to be done. You're like, your brain's still running.
It's rough.
And,
it's rough.
It is rough, especially
but it's fun.
when
I think it's a different kind of love that you develop. Like, Theo gets tired of me because I just send him messages. I'm like, I'm at work and I'm like, we gotta do this when we get home, and we gotta make a podcast about this.
Yeah.
It's really different, and then we need to make time for the podcast because we still have businesses and jobs that we still doing, and we have clients that we're trying to get to, but we still need to make this content for you guys and obviously for ourselves. Obviously, I always tell people this: you don't need to like what you're doing to love what you're doing. There's a different type of love for business.
Yeah.
There's a really different type of love for business.
It is, and it does definitely change your outlook on life. Like, I remember it was probably about 3 or 4 months ago, we had one friend invite us out to a party.
Yeah.
And we're there and having a good time, but both of us are like, we need to work. There's stuff that needs to get done.
We need to work, and we both realized.
We went home at I think it was 8.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night.
8, yeah. And he's like, usually you guys just hang at 12 o'clock at night and you party. And I was like, usually, but I want something better for my life.
Yeah, guys,
it changes your mindset.
I think the biggest thing that you guys are going to have to learn is the ability to say no. And I know you guys can be, I always hear this, because it's the truth. Guys, you're gonna have to learn to say no. There's a lot of things we say no to. Like last weekend, the weekend that just passed, it was, I was out with family. I don't spend that much time anymore with family because I keep saying no to everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to say yes. Otherwise, if you don't make time for friends, you won't have any. But another thing about it, like, your friends will just have to understand. My girlfriend understands.
But it gets back to the point where you said that it's a different type of love that you get for this type of work.
It's really a different type of love.
It's like you're building your business, you're building your future. I've told Willem plenty of times that the effort that we put in, you can consciously feel it. You can feel like the work that you've put in because you see the business grow.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes when you're in your 9 to 5 and you've had a long day, you've put in so much work, and at the end of the day you're just like, You know,
Mm.
where does this growth show? Oh, okay, this thing's completed, that thing completed, but you don't really see the growth.
Mm.
Your boss might see the growth, but you're not really, you don't have that perception of it.
Yeah.
Whereas growing your own business, you can consciously feel every single effort you put in. Like if I spend one night where I don't focus on the business, the next night I'm instantly like, yo, I can feel that night, it was a
Yeah.
hindrance to our business.
It was a
So
big hindrance.
it changes your perspective, because now you know that the work that you put in is the reward that you're going to get out.
Yes.
And that changes your mindset completely.
And also, I think the one thing people need to understand, the work works more on you than you work on it.
Yeah.
A famous quote from Alex Ramosi, and I think the thing to understand about that is it's the truth. It's not about what you do, it's about who you become.
Yes.
And by becoming who you are, eventually you're making money just by being yourself. Because you're so good at what you're doing. I mean, if Alex Ramosi calls me now and he's going to tell me 70 tips about business, you're going to know for a fact, I'm going to write down every single tip he's going to give, because this man made millions. And I'm talking about hundreds of millions.
Yeah, you listen because he's achieved a lot in his life.
Yes. It's
and
because
for
of
you to
what he
not
became.
listen to that, for you to not take that in, would be ignorant of you.
And
so anytime I see a speech of Alex Ramosi, I'm like, okay, it's time to focus up. Because this man, and it's one of the best words I've ever heard him described, and that's why I want to get to my life, where they said that he's a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, a serial
entrepreneur. I'm like, yo, just imagine that, He's bought multiple businesses, made them successful, sold them again, started new businesses. Like, this man just goes.
He goes. And I think, like, people are scared of him because he'll get into a niche. One of the most deadly quotes, and I think me and you, that was a mind shift for us. He started with the thing about, and this is going to change your guys' life. I promise you, it's going to change your guys' life. Everybody comes to you and say, oh, but you can't do copywriting because it's oversaturated, or marketing, or this, or that agency. It's oversaturated. Alex Ramosi, this is why he's a serial entrepreneur. He said, I don't see it as competition. I just see it as there's a market for it. You just need to be better than the rest of them. That's why he's a serial entrepreneur, because he doesn't care. He just doesn't care about what the market says.
And Alex Ramosi also talks about the first 1 to 2 years, even the first 5 years, where it's not about making profit, it's about getting better at it.
Yeah.
Providing a good service. What can you do to provide to provide the service, to provide the product? What can you do to improve it to a point where clients don't want to leave the business? They don't want to leave your business.
Yes.
They want to stick with you. What can you do to improve your service to such a point, or your product to that point, that clients don't want to leave you? Because if you can do that, then you win automatically.
Yes, and I just think, if you guys are going to start a business, we instantly registered our business. And if I can give you guys any advice, if I at the time I thought it was a dumb idea, but the thing is, if you don't notify your tax committee or whatever about you're not making money, or you are making money, you're going to find later on. Because remember, once you register a business, you're already tax registered. And even if you're not tax registered, you're going to have to tell them, once you register your business, for how long you've been running. And that's a bigger complication to sort out later. Guys, I promise you, this is what you do when you sort out your tax. I promise you, this is what I did. You give them how much you made, which we didn't make a lot. Okay, so our first 6 months.
For the first 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do better this 6 months. But the last 6 months, we didn't do that great. It was all our income put into the business. It was all our business. So guys, also, again, it's going to take a lot of money to start a business. You think you can do it cheap. Guys, I promise you, you can, but it's going to take some effort. A website takes money to run. There's some stuff that takes money to run, and you're going to have to make those sacrifices. But again, back to the point. You just take the money you made, you then tell them everything you spent to keep the business running. That's website, ads, whatever. And then whatever is left, that's get taxed. That's your net profit. Guess what? It's most probably for your first 6 months as well, maybe your first year, maybe your first 2 years. It might be unprofitable, which means you won't even pay tax. But now, once you get money, and once you start making a lot of money, and once you start getting taxed, the great thing about it is you won't get you will not get any negative rebound because of it, because you were on date. You were letting the tax department know about where you're standing. You're not making any profit, so
Yeah.
you can't pay tax. And therefore, once you start making money and you can pay tax, there's no, what do you call it, fees that come with it. There's no fees. You're a legal entity, and you've proven that you're a legal entity.
Yes. I think a lot of businesses can start out without having to register
so
for tax.
there
A
are
lot of
some
businesses. But if you want to make millions, if you want to make
Yeah.
a business that's truly going to go big,
And if you believe in it, guys, when we started this business, we believe in it will. You look at my face. This will be a successful business, so successful that people can't wait to get their hands on this. Back to the point.
So
you need to believe. You need to believe.
Yes. So if the reason why we immediately registered the business was because we wanted to, get ahead of the game. We don't want to work for 6 months and then be like, okay, now we need to figure out tax. Oh, okay, there's fines to pay. So we didn't want to have that hindrance. We wanted to kickstart the business basically, and it really doesn't take that much effort. It is daunting.
Yeah,
like when you first started, you're like, okay, this is a giant I need to slay.
Yes.
And then after you slay the giant, you're like, okay, it really wasn't that bad. So it would be beneficial for you to immediately register your business, get it on its feet, get working on it. But if you're not looking at making millions, you just want to make an extra income, it's not something that's going to hinder your business too much, but it is slippery ground to walk on.
Yeah,
especially if your business, I was just going to make 1,000 rand more, and then boom, you make 100,000. You're like, okay, now I need to figure out tax. I need to register. And then it's a different
ball game.
It's a different ball game.
Guys, trust me, it's better. We actually have a motto, and we've learned it from Andrew Tate, and that's stress early, panic early.
Yes.
If you panic early, you're never late. Because we've had these problems where it doesn't work, and we find out solutions. We have backups for backups, guys, and it's not always a fun thing to sort out, but I trust you now it's a fun thing.
Yeah,
because I remember we had a client actually. I don't think you even know about this. That's how good it works. We had a client message me and the email didn't work, but we have a backup email. So I sent her an email through our backup email, and she actually responded. Didn't land the client, and we didn't have precisely what she was looking for. She called us too expensive. Then she's just not the client for us. We're not expensive. Our services are priced pretty well. And we do have custom packages. Again, guys, we have custom packages. We can talk about price. But again, it just depends on what you guys need. But again, backups or backup services work so well that we have backups for in case your business needs to keep running.
Yeah. No, it's as soon as you've got systems in place to run your business and you can actually sell your business, that's where you become an entrepreneur. We've spoken about this before, where if you can't sell your business, you're not an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You're a small business owner.
Yeah, an entrepreneur is someone that knows how to create assets.
Yes.
And that's a long-term goal. I think any business owner wants to get there. You start as a business owner where you do everything, and then eventually you have processes and systems in place that basically the business runs itself. It's now no longer a business, it's an asset, which means, and remember, assets can be sold.
Yes.
And that's where businesses and entrepreneurs sell their companies for profit, and with that they basically became an entrepreneur, usually becoming billionaires.
Now, for your business to become profitable, for your business to become something you can sell, it needs to have systems in place.
Yeah.
It needs to be able to run without you there. If you're constantly there and your business is doing good, great. But if you walk away for 3 months, is that business still going to survive? Is it still going to be there? If not, then it's not something you can sell. It's not something that's going to be profitable for you at the end.
Yes, and it's not bad for you guys to work on your business.
No, not at all.
You can be an entrepreneur and still have systems and processes and still work 24/7. Look at Alex Ramosi. He keeps working. That man doesn't stop working.
Yeah.
And that's really something he takes pride in. And that's okay. If that is what he wants to do for his life, he's free to live it the way he wants to. But he can still sell any business he buys. Even though he puts hundreds of hours into it daily, he can still sell it.
Yeah.
So you can still be someone that works daily. I don't know how anyone can just sit. I know once we started the business, I understand where all these entrepreneurs come from. Oh, we need to do this, we need this. Where
Yeah.
all the ideas come from. You start to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like
You
how
don't
so
just
many of them
are
talk about
entrepreneur.
just putting in the work, just doing the work.
Yeah,
And it's once you've got your own business, I can't explain how you notice that small, okay, today I did this and this and this and this, and it helped the business in this way. Cool. And then a next day where you go like, I'm tired and I want to put in work, and you feel that strain, that weight that's being put on your business. Like, okay, you want to be lazy today? Cool. Here's a couple tons on your business, and you're like, okay, now it's heavy again.
Guys, I think also a big thing is like you get better, and it's not about how much, it's not about the business, but what you become. You become the person that can make a company worth billions, and that's the process. That's when you become the billionaire. And then the businesses you make, you automatically make it worth billions because you know what it takes to make a business worth billions. And I think one of the things that people don't understand is just, it's hard. It is really hard. But you get better at it. If I can give an example, like a one blog post took me like once, I think 3 hours to do a blog post. I did 3 blog posts today. I scheduled them, I SEO optimized them, I added images, I did all this sexy stuff to it, making it good to the eye. I did all that in 30 minutes. Just to give you guys like an example about how good you can get if you really love
Yeah, it's the same with when I started the designing of the posts. You remember the first night I did it, it took me like the entire night, like 3 hours to do 5 posts.
Yeah.
And I was struggling and, going through it. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, give me like 30, 40 minutes. I can do 10 posts for you.
You get good at what you do.
Yeah.
And you'll get people that say, oh, there's no way. Dude, I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. I have a list about everything that needs to be done for a blog post. I have lists of everything that needs to be done for an audio podcast. There's nothing, I don't miss an optimization in anything that I'm doing. And it's even indexed by the time.
Yeah, that's one of like our company's main mottos is like constantly improving yourself, constantly getting better, constantly finding ways to optimize the business, yourself and the business. And that's where true success lies. What you become at the end of the day, not how much you make or how profitable your business is, but the type of person that you become.
Yeah.
If you become the type of person that's worth $1 million, you will make millions.
You'll make millions, yeah. And I think, guys, if I can give you a few last words of advice, just keep pushing. It's not easy.
Put in the work.
I'm not asking you guys, it's going to take long hours. It's going to take little sleep. Me and Theo can tell you guys where we went to bed like at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. We stood up at
multiple nights.
Then we stood up at like 3:30 to go to gym at 4. And then you're driving to work, falling asleep in front of the steering wheel, saving yourself at the last minute. And you repeat that for 3 to 4 months until it gets easier. Me and Theo had this thing where it got so hard, guys. We don't even have words. There was literally nights where I would cry about how hard this is. And guys, I'm speaking out of the deepest part of my heart for you guys. I'm telling you guys, just don't quit. Just don't quit. There were nights where I needed Theo just to come to me and just say, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's another mindset that we have.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if you're not going to put in the work, if you're not going to put in the effort, nobody cares. If you don't go to the gym, nobody cares.
Yeah.
If you don't put in the work in your business, nobody cares. But you have to care. You have to put in that work. You have to better yourself. That's the only way that you're going to get out of the 9 to 5, out of the... It's the one thing that I saw was a guy that's tied in chains and the waves are coming in, and every time it's like, oh, he gets paid, so now he can breathe. And then it's middle of the month, now he's underwater, there's no more pay. And then, okay, another pay. That's literally how 9 to 5 is. You're just surviving.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. You want more for your life than just surviving.
Yes.
You want to thrive. You want to have a good life.
Guys, I've made clients that are wealthy. And by wealthy, I mean like they have big houses, but they struggle to pay. They struggle to pay for the construction. They want the construction. They want the interior designer. but they can't pay you. They struggle to pay you. You have to fight for the payment. I mean, and it's doctors. Guys, if I have to fight you for payments, you're not making millions.
Yeah.
You're just putting on a mask. You're trying to get it to a point of, if I'm at that point of my life where I've got these millions, you won't hear me justifying or throwing it into your face. I won't need to. You'll know. But anyway, again, just don't quit, guys. Yes. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. It's not nice. It's not easy.
It's grueling work.
But
if you go through it,
you learn to love it. You become the person that can do business. I actually saw a video just that, I think it was Mornay that sent it over the group. And just for you guys, if you ever start a business, do it with a group, make a team. Guys, I'm not creative. I'm good when it comes to words. I'm good when it comes to optimization with technology. These guys are better. They come. Theo's like the expert in design. Mornay is like our editor for everything. If it wasn't for Mornay, these podcasts wouldn't exist. The content wouldn't exist. The websites.
Yeah, same with Willem. Like, he just puts in the work. Like, I've never seen someone just put in the work. With analytics, with finance, with tax. Like, this man just goes. He just goes. And then there's some nights where I'm just like, I did my designing posts, so I'm just going to relax. And then I see him work. I'm just like, maybe I need to go design some more. Yeah.
It happens a lot where even I'm ready to go to bed and I see he's still designing, like, fine, let me just like do this or that. Like
that's why it's good to have a team.
It's good to have a team. It keeps you going, especially when
like people around you with the same mindset.
Exactly, especially when like Theo, when he has a good day, I need to have a good day. When I have a good day and he has a cock day, you'll hear me. I'll go to him. I'll be like, yo, bro, listen, we have work to do. And he'll be like, just let me be myself. I'm like, if I let you be yourself, you will never become more than you already are. And guys, you need to have that accountability.
One of the best things Willem's ever said to me was, don't let people bring you down that don't even have dreams. Like, you've got big dreams. Don't let the people that don't even have dreams bring you down. And there's been plenty of days where I've had a long day at work. People are not nice to you, and you're just trying to get through the day, and you get home, you're like, okay, now I want to relax. And then Willem was like, nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares. And you're like,
Guys, just remember that the first bit is going to be a slow clap in the auditorium, like Alex and Rosie said, for a really
single person,
for a really long
slow
time.
clapping.
A really, really long time. And me and you and Mornay, we really take the time to really justify each other. There isn't a day that I go and say, every time Theo does all the posts, I'm just like, I'm so glad he does the post, because I wouldn't be able to get to it, and I wouldn't be able to do it as good as he does it. And there are a lot of times that we just need to. Mornay's like the guy that just slows us down. Like, he's the guy that, okay, wait. Guys, we're going ahead. This is the target. We're going to miss the target. And I really appreciate that from Mornay. It just takes us back into perspective. Like, I was ready to go away with software, with this, with that. We need to take out this amount of money. And then Theo was just
it's good to look at the big picture, but sometimes you need to focus on the finer details to get the painting the way you want it.
So, guys, for final words from us as Search Script Solutions, never ever give up. And just start a business. Start it. We gave you our advice about the business. We wouldn't have done it any other way. I don't think we would ever do it any other way. The way we're doing it, I really appreciate the way we're doing it. We're learning a lot. And that's the point of business. If you're not doing this to learn, you're going to fail.
The main lesson that we took away from it was just put in the work. Just put in the work. Just go through it. Even if it's not the work that you're doing is not going to make you a millionaire, you're still going to learn from it.
Guys, please. The people out there are so lazy. They're so lazy. If you just put in the work, you can run all these guys over. If you think copywriting is oversaturated, no. It's just another market, and at least people are buying. Which means there's place for you. There's money to be grabbed. There's money to be taken into your wallet, into your families. And that means these people... Some businesses, and I want you guys to understand, some businesses do a shitty job. I mean, a shitty job. And the companies only stay by them because they think they won't get a different service for the same price or a different service because it's a hassle to change services. But if you can convince them to take you and you're doing even just 5% better than the last guy, they'll stay with you and they'll stick with you. It's so easy to make money these days, guys.
It is.
Just stay consistent. Just do it. And just put in the work. It's going to be hard. The sacrifice we're asking you guys to make isn't sacrifices we didn't take. We took them. We're still taking them. We're still
going
throwing all our money into the
work.
business. Still making no profit. We're still doing it, guys. It takes time.
It does.
But it's worth it.
But yeah, that's it from us at Social Script Solutions.
Social Script Solutions.
Yeah. Go follow us on everything.
YouTube,
Facebook,
YouTube,
Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter,
LinkedIn. We're YouTube, obviously. You guys are watching this on YouTube. Obviously, you guys can follow us on our website. Yeah, TikTok, You guys can follow us on our website. You can also subscribe to our, obviously, our video podcast or our audio podcast that also have a link to the video. And then also our blogs. You guys can subscribe to that. So as soon as a new blog comes out, you guys can go and read that. Please, guys, we look forward to having you guys as clients. We really look forward to it. We really want you guys to grow. But even if you're just watching this as a fan, if you're watching this as a future dreamer of having a business, I wish you guys all the luck.
Yes.
And we're here to help you guys.
And it is possible.
It is possible if you put in the work. Cheers, guys.